Thank you, Chairman. Thank you very much. This is a bill that I put in last year and I put it in again this year. I did it at the request of the realtors. David Salvatore is here and will explain to you why his organization is so concerned about this. I'm handing out a few quick articles that are going to, I hope, demonstrate to the members of the committee that rising waters in Rhode Island are eroding the value of our coastal homes. In fact, the one in the Projo was printed Tuesday, so this is extremely new and relevant information. Also, home values in the Ocean State lost $44.7 million in appreciation between 2005 and 2017, according to a study done by Columbia University and First Street Foundation. There's a particular house in Warren highlighted in the report whose effect was profound. The home was assessed at $179,300, but would have been worth $294,000, or 60% more if it had been on higher ground, according to comparisons with similar homes. This is really happening, and I must tell you that I'm disturbed that our chambers do very little to recognize the fact that this is really going on. And I attached a second article, which is from the Washington Post, dated August, which talks about the fact that on a broad scale, the effect is subtle. The sea rise has risen 8 inches since 1990, and the pace is accelerating. I've told many committees here before that in my community, the sea has risen 9 inches at the Navy base, not some fluky environmentalist with a ruler in the water, but the Navy has documented over 9 inches. And what's going to happen is the houses along the coast and in riverine communities are going to be worth less money. I mean, that's the bottom line. And it may not be today, and it may not be 2 years, but it will be in our lifetimes. And what I'm trying to do with this bill is to really enable, keyword enable, the municipalities to give some tax exemptions to property owners that make a prescribed set of adaptations to their property. This is enabling municipalities have to do it. But I think it's something that's an investment in the future value of homes in riverine and coastal houses. It's a 1-year exemption on a specific set of very prescribed adaptations that we took from FEMA. They're not a set of adaptations to property that some crazy person made up. They are actually bona fide adaptations that FEMA has recognized. They include demolition, dry floodproofing, flood walls, relocation, structural elevation, wet floodplaining, any additional measures that REMA believes to be imperative to preserving the coast. These come right from the Hazard Mitigation Assistance Unified Guidance publication issued by FEMA. So these are real adaptations that FEMA has already determined actually work. So what I'd like to see us do, if we don't have the guts as chamber to actually step up and take steps on sea rise, then please let our municipalities do it. That's really what I'm here to ask you to do. Let the municipalities duke it out at the local level. They don't have to do it if they don't want to do it, but if they will, I think based on the evidence in these reports, they will be preserving the value of their real estate on the coast. This is an investment in long-term preservation of tax values of properties in coastal and riverine communities. And I really hope this year that this committee takes this very seriously. Any questions?
Representative Carson, have any cities or towns specifically reached out to you for this type of legislation?
The cities in town actually have supported this legislation. I was at their, last year they were in support of it. They had their convention today. You could not be here. They will be sending you comments about this. I did work with them to draft the bill. They had a few concerns about some language at the end of the bill, but they certainly support it.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'd love to.
You'll be hearing from them.
Love to hear from them as well. Any questions from Representative Carson? Vice Chair Barros?
It's more of a comment. So if I hear you correctly, Representative Carson, I mean, you're saying that some of these coastal communities are leaving money.
And riverine. It's not just the coast. Let's remember what happened in West Warwick. It's not just Newport.
Well, I guess, yeah, my comment was that I think you're right. I think some of these communities are leaving money on the table by not, allowing some of this tax incentive, because then it will bring the property value up and then go on.
Is that it? Is that it? The properties will increase in value and never increase tax revenue.
Representative Place?
Why just 1 year?
We're trying not to choke municipalities. I mean, we're trying to coach people to do this. I mean, if we said 5 years, they'd probably walk at 5 years. So we're trying to really, and I think that may have been an agreement that we made with the league last year. I'm not sure about that.
I know for businesses, if you enter some sort of tax stabilization of a business, they give you up to 10 years, I believe. And the idea behind that is to allow them to make up the investment they made into increasing the value of the property.
Yeah, no, you're
I'd just be worried that if this legislation were passed,
It's not long enough.
it's not really gonna, no one's gonna do it just because of legislation.
Well, I would be
They're
thrilled
just
to
gonna
have, if you want to
have
do 10 years, that's fine with me.
I'm just saying, it's the most comparable thing that we, my understanding is the most comparable thing we have on the books to that is, again, tax stabilization agreements that municipalities can enter with businesses. And that's generally, we look at 10 years, 5 to 10 years, depending on which one. It's 5, the maximum 10. That's just my recommendation.
Representative Navarro?
Representative Carson, you said that the property values depreciated
Yep.
between 2005 and 2017.
They're not rising as quickly as other properties that are not on coastal and riverine communities.
Did that just, was that just the houses on the water, or was that the whole broad community?
Well, we could read this article together. New research found that negative effects on the property market aren't just future possibilities. I mean, it's all in here. I don't want to read the whole article, but I'm sure if you read the article, it's fairly thorough. And they make reference to the two studies, one from Columbia University, which is a pretty reputable organization, I think, and the other from the First Street Foundation. I went to their website yesterday, and they had a substantial amount of information on their website about the impact of flooding on property values. If you really want to research it, I would go there. They had articles on their website from absolutely all over the country: Miami, San Diego, Texas, New Jersey, South Carolina, Massachusetts. This is not a Rhode Island phenomenon.
One other question. I understand, I agree with you that the seas are rising and that, but most of the people that live on the water, would you say they do wealthier?
I don't necessarily think that. There's plenty of middle-income homes in South Kingstown, Warren. I've got this home that they make reference to in Warren. It's only worth $179,000.
And it's right on the water.
I read right from it. One house on, this was 2 days ago in the project. One house on the flood-prone stretch of Child Street in Warren, highlighted in the report, the effect was profound. The home was assessed at $179,000. It would have been worth $294 or 64% more if it had been on higher ground, according to the comparisons with similar homes. So I think it's a mix.
Right, and it's not a question, it's just an observation. I'm trying to figure this out,
But those higher homes are paying a fair amount of property taxes, and again, we don't want to erode, I don't want to erode the property tax base for municipalities. So let's keep those homes expensive so they keep paying a lot of taxes, right?
My concern is that the people that own a high value houses can get a subsidy from the people in the surrounding community.
Yep, I've heard that criticism.
And that's, so do you think it's fair that somebody who lives in a $100,000 home should be paying an overall tax rate, while the people who live on the water are getting a tax rate?
And I've heard that criticism, and I still think that we're stabilizing, if not increasing, the value of that home that may be coastal. And that is in the long term going to serve the person in the $194,000 house money. Because if they're away from the coast, their house is not going to depreciate. So we want to keep those property values high along the coast and along the rivers so they keep paying their fair share of taxes. And if those houses depreciate, this person's going to pay more money. This is an investment that we are making in preserving property values.
Are there any other questions from the other committee members? No other questions? Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. David Salvatore from the Rhode Island Association of Realtors.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. As the chairman indicated, my name is David Salvatore, I represent the Rhode Island Association of Realtors. There's not much more to add from what Representative Carson just laid out to you. This is a real problem, not only impacting those municipalities on the coast, but municipalities where there is riverine flooding. Today, there's flooding in Warwick, Cranston, and other municipalities that aren't considered coastal. We hear from our members on a regular basis, and if any of you had the opportunity to see Senator Greenhouse's presentation on climate change, it is troubling. And if we don't do something soon, the map of Rhode Island will significantly change over the next several decades. To Representative Carson's point, the state of Rhode Island and our municipalities have left money on the table, Representative Barros indicated as well. $45 million in what should have been appreciated home values and higher property tax revenue for each municipality was left by the wayside. So we have an opportunity to address this issue in a very small way. Okay, this legislation is modeled after what New Hampshire did. Now think about New Hampshire for a second. There isn't a lot of coastal property in New Hampshire, but there is riverine flooding. This piece of legislation was modeled after what New Hampshire did. I am grateful to this committee for passing this piece of legislation last session. It did pass out of the House of Representatives. We worked closely with the Rhode Island League of Cities and Towns to address their issues. It was late in the session, and we weren't able to get a companion bill introduced in the Senate. But we would appreciate your support again. Again, I think Representative Carson has laid out the facts, and the bottom line is there's an opportunity to address this problem at the municipal level while keeping property values high and providing municipalities with an opportunity to collect revenue that would otherwise be left on the table. I'm happy to entertain any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the witness?
I just want one more question.
Representative Narman.
So if someone who lives on Ocean Road, they're going to get a tax credit. They're going to get a tax credit. Somebody wants to move down a house. And that's going to be paid for by the community.
Again, that is true. And what I would say to that is you want that property value to remain at $500,000, $1 million. I think the last thing any municipality would want to see is a decrease in that property, which then would equate to less revenue that the municipality would receive.
Would you agree if somebody wants a $1 million house that they could afford to do renovations on their own?
They probably can, but again, this is a small investment by the municipalities to addressing greater issue.
Representative Kazan?
So I just wanted to confirm that this does not mandate that cities or towns provide this tax exemption. So these conversations would be had city by city and town by town, and the city and town councils would make the decisions. It's just we need to enable them the ability to do that.
Very similar to municipal tax exemptions. I know in Providence, the tax assessors offer a tax exemption for the blind, for veterans, for the elderly. This is a very similar formula. However, the municipality would be responsible for creating the formula. We're not mandating all 39 cities and towns on how to do this.
Representative Hawkins?
Just local cities and towns have this authorization already. They
Not this particular tax exemption. No.
they can't do it themselves, or they need to stay law.
They need to stay on. Very similar to the tax exemptions for the elderly, blind, veterans, Gold Star parents, etc.
Any further questions? Being none, that concludes the testimony on House Bill 5030.
Thank you.